Bonjour, c'est Gabrielle. Today we're in the outskirts of Paris and we're trying one of the old Top Chef winners' new restaurant and it's called Tata Yoyo. So let's go try. Today we are in Tata Yoyo, which is part of a group called Bistrot Pas Parisien. Bistrot Pas Parisien means the bistros that are not Parisian. And what does that mean? That means that they're actually bistros in the outskirts of Paris. It's a very cool concept because there are about 10 restaurants and one boulangerie, and they're in the Hauts-de-Seine, which is above the Seine, literal meaning, but it means the outside of Paris. And it was a really cool concept because it basically wanted to make restaurants that had chefs that were accessible to most of the people. We're actually in the restaurant of the Top Chef winner in 2022. But yeah, it's really great. They invited us to test their menu. And I've actually tried a restaurant from the Bistrot Pas Parisien before. I tried it in Puto. Right now we're not in Puto. But I can't wait to see what cool dishes they have. Something I like actually about this concept is that at the menu Tata Yoyo, which is like pretty accessible. Like I think this group, the menus start at 29 euros and 39 euros. And usually when you want to eat with Top Chef places, you can't have like an entrée plat dessert, an entrée dish dessert for like about 30 euros. Like most of the time when you go to Top Chef restaurants, it's like at least 50, 60, 70 or more per person. So I actually really like the vibe of the place. Like I feel like the atmosphere of the restaurants gives a really like rustic vibe. Like there's a lot of like wood, there's a lot of like floral prints. On va essayer de... It's interesting because he just poured asparagus and wasabi sauce on top, but he says this is a type of wasabi that is not spicy. I think my favorite asparagus are the boiled ones, but this one is like semi-raw and the sauce is like a wasabi sauce. I've never had a wasabi that was not spicy, and paired with some onions is pretty interesting. I feel like the onions are really necessary because they add a little bit of a kick to the flavor, but all in all, pretty good dish and also very light, so perfect for like the summer days. Wow. It's a doral, so it's a fish with mango, peach, apple, and the mango sherbet sauce on top. It's absolutely amazing. I think this is by far one of my favorite entrees I've ever had, and it's so fresh for summer. Also, I think I'm a sucker for anything that has mango in it, but they also have a little bit of chili flakes to add a bit of spice. So I just love the burst of flavors. Like there's tropical sweetness from the mango, there's the red chili flakes from the spiciness, and then there's the very light fish that refreshes it. 10 out of 10, this entree. So she just finished serving us and I was telling her that the plates and everything are really beautiful, and she said that everything is like secondhand, donated, or that they're able to get from people's homes. That's why the tableware is super original and super cute. She was saying that to serve the beef, it was super tender, so it was hard to serve because it just falls apart. And for the magret canard, it looks amazing. Let's try this magret canard, so magret of duck. I asked for the cook to be à point, so not too red, but a bit. It's very chewy. but super tasty. And the upper part of fat and crunchiness really adds to the taste. Let me taste with some of the veggies as well. Accompanies the magret canard really well. Yeah, I really like it. Okay, now let me try le paleron. So le paleron is the upper thigh of the cow. So let me try. Wow, this one is so tender that it like melts in your mouth. I feel like it's super soft, much more softer than the duck. So we're looking at the dessert de Tata, which is the desserts of the restaurant. We have le pain perdu, which is the renowned French toast made with caramel. And then we have agrumes, which is with Greek yogurt and orange and sorbet ice cream. La capucine, which apparently just arrived 2 weeks ago on the menu. It's a biscuit of chocolate called capucine with raspberry and with the inner, which is raspberry and with chocolate. And the last one is the éclair pistache fraise, which is made of pistachio and strawberry.
Parfait.
Pas de souci.
C'est la brioche perdue avec sucre
Ah,
caramel,
super.
la cappuccine avec un biscuit de chocolat, des framboises, un insert passion à l'intérieur et une chantilly passion
Ah,
également.
super. Ça, c'est le nouveau dessert.
C'est ça, exactement.
Ok. Merci beaucoup.
Excellente dégustation.
So she was explaining to me that the menu changes every 2-3 weeks, and it's also a concept of bistrot pas parisien. Is they often like renew the menu, which I think is super cool. So for example, this dessert, it just came 2 weeks ago. Let's start with the classic pain perdu, which is the original recipe of the French toast. We can see the caramel here, and we can see the thick pieces of salt, sea salt. Really, really, really good. I think this is the real French toast where you really feel the melted egg from the inside and the outside is crunchy from cooking it on the pan. And with the bit of the salted caramel at the bottom and on the top the salt, it's really such a great dessert. I think in Asia and in many countries we don't know what the real taste of French toast is, but here I think this is what the real. Wow, it's so pretty. I don't even want to cut into it. So this is la capucine, which has the chocolate cookie and the raspberries with the chantilly cream. You can see the cookie here, the chantilly cream. There is a bit of jam. So good. I think I really love these desserts that mix l'acidité et le sucre, so the acid and the sugar, the sweetness, because I don't like when it's just pure sweetness, which is why I'm less of a fan from desserts that are like l'éclair or like cakes that are just of one type of taste. I like when there's a mix of flavors. And here we have the sweetness of the cookie. The chantilly adds a little bit of freshness, and the raspberry actually with the chocolate is a really good mix. So that's the end of the meal. I'm just waiting for my tea. It's a tea from the tea brand called Mariage Frère, which is one of the big tea houses. I really love their tea. And I just wanted to say that I really liked this meal. I liked the vibe, and I loved that I'd never been to a Top Chef finalist restaurant before, and it was much better than my expectations. Like I was expecting a lot of like classic French well-made dishes, but I feel like they each had their twist on it. I think you can tell that my favorite thing of it all was the entree with the mango and with the fish and with the mix of flavors. I really love these like unique fusion dishes. Of course, I love the French classics, but I like when they have a little twist to it. Like even the dessert of pain perdu, French toast, I feel like it had a bit of a twist to it in the way it was cooked as well. And I really like the overall vibe. There were 2 birthdays today, which made it super eventful but very fun at the same time. I like that they secondhand get all the tableware and that it has like a very vintagey vibe. super nice, and that the waiters were super friendly, always explaining to me everything. And I love that the menu, la carte, changes so often. Like every 2-3 weeks, there's a new addition or they change something. And something that I really take into account is when the staff asks people for their opinions. Like they ask me for my opinion, they ask other tables for their opinion about what they thought of each dish and how they can improve it. You can see that the restaurant and the people working there are like constantly wanting to improve, which is, I think, all restaurants should be this way, because if something doesn't work or something works better, you want to know why and you want to continue it. So it's really great to see that they take the customers' opinions into account. Something I've noticed as well is, as much as, I want to go to these like Michelin, very exclusive, like amazing restaurants, I'm more into the restaurants which have like very good quality and also give like a cozy, warm vibe. Like I love the restaurants where you really feel at home and you really want to prendre ton temps, like take your time. Those are the restaurants where I feel the coziest, because the atmosphere just gives so much. Definitely the food and the menu say a lot and the people there say a lot. But the actual vibe of the place and the feeling that you get when you're there, it plays a lot. And it's all in the details. I think all of the most amazing restaurants are in the details. Like the bathroom was so unique with all of these different types of hand soaps. Like right now, I put barbapapa, which means cotton candy. So my hands, as I'm speaking, they smell like cotton candy, which is really interesting. But overall, it was a really great experience. I really want to thank the invitation of being able to try such a cool restaurant in such a cozy vibe. I would come back. I think I really want to discover the other bistrot pas parisien, like the bistros that are not Parisian, because I think there are about 10 and they all have their own unique style. So I just got my tea. And even the cup came served hot, which is super thoughtful. I really loved my experience here and I love the cozy vibe, and I want to discover more like unique French Parisian restaurants that are by world-class chefs, but that also take their take on traditional French menus. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment down below about what your favorite dish was, and if you made it all the way until here, thank you so much for your support. I'm like a new YouTuber. I'm learning as I go. I absolutely love creating videos and talking about my life in Paris and French culture and French language. So feel free to subscribe and follow along to my adventures. Merci beaucoup. À bientôt et à demain.